Do this. Farmers, dun, dun, dun. No, we are live, and this is Pink Sock Podcast.
Pink Sock Podcast, your go-to destination for a wild and unpredictable ride through the realms of music, comedy, cannabis culture, and beyond. With your host, the fearless, the irreverent Mike Usenick, presenting eclectic, entertaining, enlightening, surprising content. Join in the fun, push boundaries, challenge conventions, explore the spectrum of human experience. We won't shy away from any topic. Entertainment, exploration, connection. Join us.
Well, oh Jesus, fucking shit, bro. You are higher than giraffe tits. Like, let's just start by that.
I played the third.
The third, what would the third be?
I don't know. Tell me what the first and second were.
Well, I think you're talking about the amendments. The third amendment, I think, is the right to have bears for arms. I'm not sure.
Already got that.
No, the third amendment is, the right to bear arms. No, it prohibits the force of entering your home by military personality.
Oh. Well, that hasn't happened to me yet.
They can actually, during war, military can go into your homes and shit, even without your consent. That's fucked
Great
up.
way to start off the podcast, huh? Let's, everyone, the lovable Mike Usenick.
I have a great way of breaking starting conversation. I'm a fuck dude. Like, I have a lot of people that like are friends, associates, whatever, but I don't understand why how people put up with me or how they care about me or love me, because I view myself as annoying and shit, but I also put up with me 24 hours a day.
Very true. By the way, how was Facebook jail?
Oh my God, it was great. I actually picked up a get out of jail free card. What's up, Noodle? How you doing, brother? I love you, man. I miss you, Noodle. I missed your little face. I had fun in Facebook jail. You're an amazing person. Oh, I love you too, bro. I don't feel it some days, but I love the fuck out of you. I guess I needed a mental health break though, because I didn't do the podcast. I was technically not on Facebook for 3 days. I was on there, but I wasn't. Like, I was looking through posts, but I couldn't like nothing. I couldn't reply to messages. I couldn't go live. I couldn't do none of that shit, bro. And it sucked.
Well, I'm glad to see that you made bail.
I did. A friend of mine bailed me out of Facebook jail. Mark fucker.
With that crypto. Crypto.
You know what's fucked up about Facebook jail? You know how I ended up there?
Yeah, you were telling me.
I shared something that I had found on Facebook in 2019. To add to it, I believe that, like, and I've been single for a long time. To add to it, I believe it was a post that I had made, like a meme that I had made like a few months after the breakup.
Okay.
So,
but again,
it had nothing to do with her or anything like that. It was nothing to do with that. But like, to give you an idea of how long ago this was, it was like 2018.
That's like someone kicking in your front door and going, "I'm arresting you for that joint you smoked in high school." A little late, bro.
I mean, I've smoked plenty since then. Mark Zuckerberg, dude. I don't know. So we haven't spoken since, but I recently got my ear pierced, dude. Did I tell you about that?
No, you didn't. I
was at a Trump rally.
Okay. You son of a bitch.
It's a joke. I'm not saying that what happened was right. It's just a joke.
Which I agree. Um, Thank you for reminding me of the most heartbreaking news ever that Tenacious D might be breaking up
Yeah, because he made a joke at an event, whatever. Like
on stage.
these are okay. I'm gonna vent real quick. I'm not saying what he said was right. All right, I'm not. However, these are the same people that call the other side snowflakes for not being able to handle the jokes they make about the opposite politician.
Right. And that's the one thing you got to remember, especially like in as a professional wrestler, as a comedian. I'm putting this He's over here next to me. As a comedian, we we need to like we're expected to push boundaries, make people laugh, make jokes, and then like we do the job we're paid to do just to get screwed over like that. That's a little bit like that makes me concerned a little bit.
Right? Like one side thinks it's okay to joke a certain way, but when the other side does, it's a fucking problem. It's
I
problem.
thought I was trying to make sure that you understood what I said there, because to me you did not move for like 10 minutes.
You cut out really bad. Like I didn't hear anything
Did
you
I?
said. What can you give me a summary of what you just said? Because my shit like froze.
All right, so
Bro, you look like that video of Charles Manson when he was dancing. You look like Uncle Charlie, bro.
you're not the first person to tell me that.
Could have been worse. He could at least they didn't get shot. That's the thing, dude. How do you get into the wrestling scene? I mean,
Oh, all right. There's a question that I can actually answer. If you're wanting to be involved in professional wrestling, it's as simple as finding a actual decent school with decent trainers. Please do your research and knowing what you're in for, which is a lot of bumps, a lot of bruises, and a lot of oh fuck, why do I do this to myself?
so what school did you go to, if you don't mind me asking?
I'll tell you who was mainly responsible for my initial training, which was Chris LaRusso and Crusher Hansen, which are two guys from Pittsburgh. Everybody, especially Chris LaRusso, everybody knows him as like the guy who trains. Got you know what I mean? Like if you're half decent, he had something to do with you. Um, but the actual promotion that we trained under was Pro Wrestling Express. Fuck Jim Miller.
Bro, you don't hold back no punches, and I love it.
Uh, there's no point of holding back the punches. He don't like me anyways. He's talked more shit about me and my family than. But that's beside the point.
So Noodle wants to get into wrestling, I think is what he's saying. So how about we book this? We have D.A. Morris versus Noodle. Doesn't that sound like Noodle? I always tease Noodle about this. His name just always reminds me of like Elmo's World. You know, like the Mr. Noodle that's outside the window dancing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's kind of creepy though if you think about it. He's standing outside of Elmo's window, bedroom window, dancing. Oh, you're wearing your shirt. Let's get it. Okay, Noodle versus D.A. Morris. What is your Mr. Noodle? Mr. Noodle. So have we spoke about your finishing and signature moves yet? Like, do you do like a
No.
pedigree?
There is this really nice neck breaker I like to break out. Where I hook the guy, pull on the arm like a ripcord, and it causes him to snap real quickly. It's probably one of my best moves.
So what made you want to get into the sport though of wearing spandex and wrestling other men? Like, I'm not making fun of you. I just want to know. Like,
No, good question. When me and my brother were growing up, I
his entrance song is gonna be Mr. Noodle's theme song.
great.
Big cock is what got you into wrestling.
Damn right. So anyways, yeah, no, me and my brother growing up, it had to have been like 97, 98 because we would have one TV on WCW Nitro and then the other TV on Monday Night Raw. And we'd watch both programs. There's not a lot I remember about those episodes, but that is like my first real core wrestling memory is me and my brother watching pretty much everything wrestling we could ever watch. Um, and growing up, me and him both said, if there's a possibility, if we can do this, then we don't want to be that guy, those guys at 40. Like, remember that thing we always wanted to do but never did? We didn't want to be those guys.
Man, that's how I am with comedy. And you know what's weird is we're going to be doing comedy more than likely in a wrestling ring.
Yeah, I heard about that. I got a whole bit about it. So I was talking to my missus today, and I realized something. I figured out why I do not like to be first at a comedy show.
Why?
Because you get an idea of what everybody's been telling all night. Like, there's been a lot of mom jokes, or a lot of this joke, or a lot of that joke. Okay, you get more of a sense to steer away from certain things so you don't get burnt. People burn out on it.
Mm-hmm. I get that, but I do have a good question too. And I think I might have asked this last week. Hold on. Nice guys finish last. Sometimes we don't at all. Sometimes we finish on our face, but sometimes we don't finish at all.
I'm a nice guy, and I finished the goddamn MVP Masters champion. I'm going to break a freaking noodle who keep talking shit.
So I got a question. Yeah. Let's bring this back. Noodle's a great dude, but I'd love to see that fight. Like, I would love to see you versus Noodle. Noodle has sexy hair. It's been a while since I've seen Noodle in person or really like hung out with him. But last time I seen him, he had like pink hair, which is badass. You need to come to that show, Noodle. Did you come to that last one? Because I was so fucking high. I forget who all I ran into.
Right?
Like, I feel bad because sometimes I'll say I ain't seen you in a while. And like, I just saw you at a festival. I'm like, I was high, dude. Like, I saw so many people. Like,
everyone should know since Woodstock, if you ever hear the word festival, don't expect me to remember anything.
Oh yeah, the question I was going to ask you. Would you rather be first at a comedy show, right? Well, last at a comedy show. Would you rather be last at a comedy show, or would you rather open a music festival?
I would say open a music festival, because then if you killed, then it's like, all right, the band comes on, everybody's going to be like, yeah, let's party with the comedian. And you're just going to have the greatest fucking night of your life. Mm-hmm. I tend to find, like, okay, so this is just me, but I'm sure I'm not the only pro wrestler who's had this problem. You look at the card, you see your main event. All right, I got the whole show to get ready. You are already in your boots and your trunks, and you're just kind of sitting there like, why did I get ready so early? And then when you get done, you realize, oh, wait, they got to tear down, so I got to hurry up and get my shit together and get out of here so that way no one gets mad that I'm taking forever.
It's the adrenaline, too, because you're really excited. Like, that's like me sitting doing comedy. Like, if I'm not first, I'm changing my set. I don't know if you do that or not, but if I'm not first, I'm changing my set. Not entirely. Sometimes I even ditch it, depending on how confident I am and how much I know the room. But I will change it to fit around other people's jokes.
I get it.
Or fit around the environment.
Kind of blend your stuff in with the guy before you, so that way everything kind of themes a little bit.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
I would open for music. You have that chance to get the crowd. Exactly. But it also kind of is hard to open at a music show in a way. And I've had somebody explain this to me. It's hard for them. They couldn't do it. I prefer it, like, because I know the people in the crowd, I know the music, whatever. But I get it, because if you're the only comedian on the bill and it's all music, you have to try to figure out what the crowd's going to like.
Did you see
comedy?
I did share this video, and since we're talking about like wanting to know, did you see the NBA did a thing on one of their halftime games where they had like Tommy Dreamer and Bubba Ray Dudley?
No.
Having a match like during halftime at a basketball game.
That would be fucking cool. What year was that?
I'm not sure, but I just saw it on Facebook the other day, and I was like, literally pro wrestling everywhere. This is amazing.
See, I love this. I love when people, like, it's not an ego thing. It's just, I don't feel too highly of myself. So it means a lot when I hear these messages. Like, and I also recently had a friend of mine, who gave me an actual, this hasn't happened to me in a while, and it almost brought a tear to my eye when I read it. A friend of mine gave me a note. Yeah, telling me how much they appreciate me in their life, how much they love me as a friend, blah, 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 blah. And it brought a tear to my eye, dude. Like, it
Dude, I haven't had a note since middle school.
me either, dude. Like, it brought a tear to my eye, dude. Like, it makes me feel good, and I appreciate anyone that does that. Like, I feel bad because people do all this shit for me, and sometimes I forget, you know what I mean? So I've got to go back and reread. That's why I prefer a note, because I can always lay it down and remember it.
I understand what you mean there. Like, I know we've talked, and there's a lot of stuff been going on with. Where did my train of thought just go?
We haven't talked because you had shit going on. I was in Facebook jail.
Yeah, and it was just I forget where I was going with that.
You're good, dude. You're higher than shit. Like, it's all right. So Noodle is
I don't know what anybody's talking about. It was just a bit of a brownie. I don't know.
Noodle is talking. He said that his daughter, he's taking her to her 14th birthday to see Slip.
Lucky.
See, I love it. And I prefer getting notes. And this girl didn't even know it. She didn't know that I was feeling down on myself. She just wanted to express how she felt about me and our friendship and shit. And like, it means a lot, dude. Like, every now and again, I will read it. And I do that with any type of personal literature people give me. Comments or in person and shit come and go. Like, you'll forget that for some reason when you're alone. But a note,
yeah,
like I said, you can just leave it anywhere and just pick it up and read it later. So what I'm trying to say, DA, is I need you to write me a love letter. And I'm just kidding. But it was a nice gesture, and I loved it. And I'd like to shout out that friend for doing so. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's great. Like,
I have merch.
I completely. It's very weird. Just to be honest, and I'm not trying to stroke my own ego or anything like that. But why is it that it seems like the most creative people are always like the most down about themselves? And I say this as one of those people. Like, a lot of people have said I've been creative about things, and I'm just like, I don't get it.
Well, it sucks because, and I'm not going to say her name or anything because this is her story to tell, but this friend of mine who wrote this letter, nicest woman I've met, she has her own little mental problems, but we all do. Like, we all have our own struggles, but like, she gets so down on herself that she allows people to take advantage of her and shit. And I'm like, don't allow that. Like, you are worth the fucking, she's a beautiful soul. And like, I hope someday anyone out there that is a beautiful soul that allows, whether it be a toxic relationship or a toxic friendship, to just continue to happen. You need to quit doing all that. And yes, Noodle, it is the most creative people that feel down on themselves. Like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And that's why you should check in on your creative friends, because sometimes we don't say it.
I just know from my personal experience, it's like I'd rather see people laugh than worry about me. So, like, I get it.
Me too, but like, it's always nice to have that hand on your shoulder, or like get a note from a friend like I just showed, or like something that reminds you that the world cares about you. But I had a friend recently tell me, and this is going to tear me up a little bit, but this had been a couple months now, but it still tugs at my heartstrings. A friend of mine told me that they met me at a low point of their life, and they're thankful to have me around because they went to a show just by happenstance, and they was like wanting to unalive themselves. And I helped bring them out of that. And that means a lot to me, that I'm able to help people like that. And I'm not tugging my own dick, but it's nice to know you're appreciated by the universe and by people.
It really does.
Especially when you're a fuck like me. Like, I'm a fuck up. Like, I'll admit it. Like, I make mistakes. I recently almost lost a friend due to my own selfish needs. Thank God I didn't. But like, It happens. We're all human. Where was I going with that?
I have no clue. You said you were talking about a letter, and then you just went.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from.
It's the IRS. Fuck.
It's time for me to blow your brain, dude. Not like JFK style, like facts style.
Okay. So you might want to word that a little differently.
Ever watch Young Sheldon?
So.
Well, anyone who has watched Young Sheldon, let me get DA Morris off the screen because he's a loser. He ain't never seen it. I'm just kidding, bro. I love you. But no, if you watch Young Sheldon, the theme song of Young Sheldon is a song called Mighty Little Man. It's actually done by Steve Burns. If you're not familiar with who Steve Burns is, he was Steve from Blue's Clues.
Ah, okay.
He left Blue's Clues because he was going bald and didn't want to go bald on a children's show because he kept wearing hats. So he turned around and decided to start a rock band, not really a children's rock band, but like an alternative rock band. I believe, I could be mistaken on the band that he works with, but I think it's a member of like Counting Crows or like Smashing
How many
Pumpkins.
are they counting?
1, 2, like 9 crows maybe.
And then how many pumpkins are being smashed?
About 5. That's enough to like paint a room.
And is egg considered chicken?
No, it's not. Egg is not considered.
Yes, I'm bringing this up again.
Egg is not considered chicken because it does not have the same. It does not supply the same vitamins at the same ratio as a chicken does. For one, and for two,
it should be, damn it.
And for two, that's like saying when a woman has a menstrual cycle, that's a woman. Like that blood is a woman. Literally, all an egg is the menstrual cycle of a chicken, bro.
All right.
What are you drinking?
A generic, non-sponsored soda.
You're drinking. Okay, I thought at first you were drinking like beer or something. I'm like, dude, don't do all that.
No, because I think mixing what I've had today with beer is not a smart idea. Plus, I'm more of a Captain's and Coke guy.
Oh, okay. I saw this beer when I was living out west. It was THC infused alcohol.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Yeah, a friend of mine, like at that time, I don't drink much anymore, but like I'll occasionally pick up a red wine or I'll pick up like occasionally.
I'm gonna have a couple of drinks at this gig we got the 24th at the Hidden Hill Event Center.
Yes, Wednesday, Hidden Hills Event Center, 9 p.m. Please come out. We have wrestling at I think noon or 1. I know I have to be there at noon. What?
I'll be there by like 1.
Oh, I thought we had to be there by noon or 1. I'll be there at 1 though.
No, I think okay, so throughout the entire day there's going to be bouncy houses and free stuff and events going on throughout the day starting at 2 p.m. When the wrestling begins, I'm not exactly sure because I don't think we're starting exactly at 2. But I do know that Adult Swim, where the stand-up and the music and stuff is going to be after 7.
So the comedy and stuff's going to be around 7. But please come all day. There's going to be wrestling, and your boy is going to be not making his wrestling debut, but his managerial debut. And I'm going to be walking him down the aisle. That sounds like you're getting married. Like, that's not cool. I'm going to be walking you down the ring. What is up, Jerry W. Donnelly Jr.? What's up?
Junior.
You
know why he's a junior?
Why?
Junior.
So, bro, do you need me to like be your Jimmy Hart? Or do you want me to be like your Paul Bearer? Like
Hart sounds better because I ain't dead yet.
Yeah. I don't think
No. Sorry. Every woman in here just thought they hit on the wrong tab. Nope, we're not doing that one.
How about actually Bill Alfonso? Let's do that.
Come on, you got a whistle?
Bring a fucking whistle and call you daddy. That sounds
With the mask, that sounds a little weird at that point when you add the mask into all that.
Society, definitely Paul Bearer. Oh yeah, the Undertaker. My dad actually met him.
So did mine.
He also met Mark Calloway in the 90s.
Cool.
He said it was very interesting. Huh?
Do you think Paul Bear ever did that at a drive-thru? Like they pulled up.
I don't know about Paul Bearer, but I heard that Jim Cornette does questionable things in Wendy's drive-thrus. But that's
I've seen those. Yes, I've seen those videos.
He fucking yells and screams and oh, that's cool. You met him in the 90s. When my dad met the Undertaker, he did like a "What's up, Natasha?" aka Glitch, aka Fable. My dad, when he met him, told me that he walked up to the counter and was like, "Hey, do you have 6 raw eggs in a large drinking glass?" And my dad was like, "Sure." And he handed him like the eggs in the glass. He broke them right into the fucking cup and drank them.
Dude,
Ric Flair. I heard mixed stories about meeting him.
woo!
I've heard people say he's a great dude, and I've heard other people say he's a drunk asshole.
The story I've heard is that if you party with Ric Flair, while you're partying with him, you're his best friend. But if you see him like the next day walking down the hall and you're like, "Hey, Rick," he'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Because you don't remember.
Probably.
Ric Flair
He is old enough to be president, so.
Speaking of, did you hear? Hold on. My THC levels apparently need to be up more. So, with the whole, this is the only thing I'm going to say politically on here. Biden's not running for president no more.
Yep.
It's now Kamala
Which
Harris.
means we're one step closer to Meme Supreme. Woo!
Let me tell you about this Supreme. let me tell you. He is vermin. He's vermin. That's all he is. He's vermin to me. He's supreme, but he's supreme vermin. Let me
I will tell you right now. I can hear 3 times better than everyone.
Let me tell you about something. Let me tell you. It's spectacular.
I am going to become honored, and let me tell you something.
If you've seen this vermin guy, he's got a boot on his head. It's a great boot. It's a giant boot. It's a nice boot. He's got a boot on his head, and he wears this boot. It's a rubber boot, but he wears this boot on his head, this vermin guy. And he's a great guy. I've never met him. I don't know him. I've never met him. But he's a great guy. He's a great guy. I've never heard of him, though.
You know, I've met him many times. I don't know him, though.
I don't know him, though. I've met him maybe once. He might have been my neighbor, but I don't know him.
Oh, dude, we're getting pizza?
Wow.
I'm reading the comments. Something about pizza.
I think Arnold should run for president. Like, I think that.
Let me tell you something. When I run for president, I don't know what the fuck. That's not even an Arnold impersonation at this point.
All right, let me talk right now. Let me tell you about me being president.
Let me tell you something. Put that cookie down and let me tell you something.
If I was president, let me tell you what's going to happen.
You can fight aliens.
I'm going to make cauliflower the capital. I'm going to make that where the White House is. Cauliflower. I'm going to make cauliflower. Because he can't say California.
No, it's California.
We're going to go to supercalifragilistic. We're going to go over to cauliflower.
I won't lie, dude. Like, my missus is going to be there to see my stand-up. She's seen me wrestling before. In fact, remember the bra video we showed on here 2 weeks ago?
Yes, I remember that. And Afroman is running for president.
Go
ahead.
So
you said that bra. Sorry.
So the bra incident. That was the first ever wrestling show my missus has ever been to.
Oh, damn, dude.
Okay. And I had only been with her for like a month at that point.
Damn.
So could you imagine? She's at my merch table trying to sell my t-shirts. And I call her and I go, "Hey, babe, could you put a t-shirt back for me?" "Why?" You're going to see. Just Put one back for me. I kind of was like, this is the first time she's ever been to a wrestling show. She gets to see her man be dressed like a woman.
So I don't think I've told you this, but you've wrestled with a bra on. And I have
It wasn't really right, but yeah.
I have a very similar story to yours. I'm not trying to make this conversation about me. I'm just trying to relate. Um, my first time ever doing stand-up comedy was in high school, right? Now, a lot of people enjoyed me as an entertainer, but they didn't necessarily like me as a person because, I was always viewed as the weird kid, the annoying one. But
Yeah, I get it.
I went on stage and I did comedy for the first time, bro. And I decided to borrow one of my mom's denim dresses. And I did stand-up comedy in a denim dress. I look like a Persian prince. Like, I'm not joking. I went up there and I killed though. Like, I forget what jokes I told. Maybe a couple I'll tell. I might dust off some old jokes for the show Wednesday.
I've only done this once before, so I don't really have any old jokes to dust off. But,
I did stand up twice in high school, and then I quit doing it for like 15 years, and then recently I went back into it.
Stand up has been something that I've enjoyed my whole life as a kid. Even though, and I don't recommend anybody does this who's like 13 watching like Comedy Central stand up specials and stuff like that, but because some of them get a little racy. But like, yeah, I used to love staying up and watching that stuff. Me and my brother would like watch the new Gabriel Iglesias special on Comedy Central when it would air and stuff.
That's where the event's at. But I was the same way, but it wasn't Gabriel Iglesias for me. Like, I'd stay up late and watch comedy. But the comedians I watched were typically like, I did watch occasional Gabriel, but like George Carlin was like one of the earlier comedians. Because you got to realize I've been watching comedy since I was 6.
Right.
I started with Red Skelton.
My first was the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. That was my first real introduction to what stand up was, and it was like when did that movie come out? The original one.
2006, I think.
It was earlier than
maybe 2004. Let me double check.
I could have sworn it was like early 2000s.
It may have been. I may be mistaken. I may be thinking of the other ones because they did like 3 of them. 2003.
Yeah, they did. Okay, so I remember in 2003 watching the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, and just loving it and thinking it was fantastic. It never crossed my mind though that maybe one day I would want to try to be a stand-up. I just had my mind focused like wrestling is where I want to be, so that's what I'm going to do.
See, Noodle would watch Richard Pryor, he said in the chat. And so you decided like you weren't young when you got like young when you got into like wanting like enjoying comedy. You were like, how old were you in 2003?
Well, I was born in 93, so I was about 10.
My first comedy, my grandma used to throw on. What? I'm on podcast. Okay, whatever. Anyway.
Sorry, I heard some noise too. I was like, what the heck's going on?
My dad was hollering at me. They know I'm doing a podcast. But I'm
live television, everybody.
Give me a minute. Oh, okay. Please let me know it's wrong. Well, my mom's going to the hospital. That's
what?
Yeah.
Everything? Do you need to cut, bro?
No, I'll be fine. I don't know what's wrong with her though. She might be going because of her knee. She fell and banged up her knee a little bit.
I hope and pray, brother. Mate, hope everything's okay.
Me too. I don't know though. I don't like to assume. It's just my anxiety's getting the best of me.
No, I get it.
Anyway, I'm gonna continue the comedy conversation and then I'm gonna go. Because hold on one second. Keep the conversation going.
Yeah. So the thing with stand-up that I've always really enjoyed, and why I've really decided to go for it was I've been doing wrestling for so long, and it was always something else I wanted to dip my toes into. So that's what I ended up doing at one point. And I want to thank all the guys from RL Strength and Conditioning who put me on the card and let me live that dream alongside with the wrestling stuff. I met a lot of great people through professional wrestling and memories that I will hold on to for the rest of my life. So yeah, I'm here. Don't know what to talk about exactly, but I'm going to keep talking because that's what you do on a podcast. You talk, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, so it is a struggle too, being with what I live with, being a father, being a professional wrestler, trying to be someone more of a performer than anything else. Like I've never cared about being famous or making money doing anything for that matter. It's just more of what I enjoy doing with my time and what I want to be remembered for is just somebody who cared and somebody who was trying to entertain people. I live to make people smile, whether that's hating me, loving me, whatever the case may be. And I see stand up as a way of, doing part of that.
You are amazing for taking over. I appreciate it. I don't want to go into details. It's a personal matter, but she should be all right.
I was just telling.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just telling them how why I started doing stand up alongside with doing wrestling and all that. So,
dude, you are amazing, man.
I've been told.
So Jack Rife is listening. However, hold on one second. My battery's about to die and my thing should be charging, but it's not. There we go. Jack Rife is listening. However, he's not here. So, Jack, if you want to join us.
What is your most hated jelly bean?
The most hated jelly bean.
Anything that isn't supposed to be a jelly bean. I hate those surprise mixes where it's like, oh, you're going to throw up. This is not a jelly bean. I love jelly beans, you bastards.
I appreciate that, Noodle. I might need a friend tonight because it's not that the situation's bad. It's just my anxiety.
I got your back, brother, too, if you need me.
My least favorite real jelly bean, not like the fucking Harry Potter jelly beans, but like jelly beans, is black licorice. I'm sorry. Like, I love my people dark. I just don't like my jelly beans that way. You know what I mean? Not trying.
I thought you meant you liked black jelly beans. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's that it's my mom. Like it might sound kind of stupid, but like I love my mom. Like, yeah, we don't agree on shit. Like, she doesn't necessarily like the jewelry I wear. She doesn't necessarily understand, but she's one of the most accepting people in my life, other than like my brother's side of the family and shit. But she's one of the most accepting people and one of the most supportive people in my life. Nothing against my dad. He just doesn't understand. And he just doesn't understand. He yells at me for who I am. And I'm not trying to make him out to be a bad guy. It just is. It is what it is. He's just in that generation and his mindset's where it's at. But my mom, man, that's my mom, dude. Like, I'm a mother's boy.
I understand. Rhea Ripley, if you're watching.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. I really want, and I'm not saying I'm unhappy being single, but like I'm at that point of like my life where like I'm 32 years old. I would love to have love, but I also am at 5 years. I refuse to be a backup plan for somebody. I refuse to settle. And I'm not saying like anybody in my life right now would be settling, because there's several ladies that like I do enjoy the company of, but I don't want to rush. I would rather make sure that it's supposed to be what it's supposed to be. And I don't view relationships the way others do. People view it as like once you're with somebody, you control them or they have to do things for your comfort. No, it's all about independence, but it's all about respect and it's all about honesty. And if somebody is insecure over a situation, you should be able to communicate that without yelling at one another. You should be able to be like, hey, I'm insecure with you with this person. And then be like, hey, here's why you shouldn't be, or here's why you should be, one or the other. And I hate this whole she broke up with me, so I'm going to stalk her kind of shit. Like that. No, like,
No, yeah, the crazy shit. The
yeah, like
Florida shit.
I ain't got time for toxic, bro.
Me
And
neither.
like, I'll be honest, there is a girl that I like a lot right now, but I know now's not the time. So I respect that it's not the time. And it's weird because I'm sorry, I'm ranting. You're my therapist now. It's weird.
Let me feel what I can write you about that script. Yes, yes, continue. Yes.
It's just weird to me that people need to like have the next relationship in order to break up with somebody, or they need the next thing. I've seen it so many times. And no, like, be happy.
Agreed. And here's the thing, and this is me from speaking from my own experience. It happens when you're not expecting it to happen.
Yeah.
Like, trust me.
But you
My
also
cat is about to walk in front of my camera again, and I'm trying to get him not to do it.
see, like, and I'm not making anything in my life public or anything. That's the thing. I posted online recently a post that got me backlash from certain people in my life. No, they don't. I'm not saying they don't matter, but their opinion doesn't matter. They matter. I still love them. I still want them in my life, but the opinion doesn't matter. I've had people message me all upset because I posted a quote recently from Anton LaVey. And I've also made a post about the book that he wrote, the Satanic Bible. Thing is, if you want to force people to respect your beliefs, then you should have the same respect. But at the end of the day, and I explain this to family, I've explained this to everyone, nobody knows what my religion is. I've never said it publicly. I'm very open-minded when it comes to everyone's beliefs. So to look at me or look at anybody and see that they're open-minded and to call them evil or hate on them, that means your beliefs are hateful.
Life's too short for that shit, man.
It goes great. Natasha's a horrible therapist. I feel bad because I keep interrupting you, DA. I'm a fucking asshole.
Oh, you're fine, bro. It's your show.
But
I don't even know what we're supposed to be talking about right now.
Dude.
And there's my cat.
I literally wanted this show to kind of vent and like show love to people. Like, I love, just because I say that somebody's opinion to me personally don't matter or whatever doesn't mean that the person don't matter.
I get what you're saying, man. I do.
But, I don't know. I'm at that crossroads in my life where, like, before a comedy show, I ain't gonna lie, I get imposter syndrome. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's where you don't understand how you got to where you are because you do not feel you are good enough. You feel like the whole world views you as great, but you are not.
All the time. And I don't get it.
I don't get it even in relationships. Like, and I've got so much trauma. That's kind of why I'm choosing to stay single, yet I don't want to be, because there are some people I would change that for. Not a lot. I'm not like that kind of guy, but like there are people over history, like in the last 5 years, I would have changed that for, but it takes me too long that people find somebody else by the time I get there, which is fine. Nobody should wait for anyone. Point blank. I don't wait for any woman. I don't expect any woman to wait for me.
Well, you won't wait for me, honey.
I wait for you, DA, because I know you're going to get that title again. I'm only going to date you when you got a title.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
I ain't messing with no broke. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sing the rest of that. Ninja
Yeah.
star. But I do have to take. I give really bad advice in ways that if you plant too many endangered plants, they become less endangered. So choose your body wisely. See, the thing is you're not a horrible therapist, because if you're there for somebody, that's good enough, in my opinion.
The mistake most people make when it comes to letting people is they think that they're coming for answers when they're really just wanting you to go, yeah, dude, that really does suck, and I'm here for you. Sometimes that's all you really need to be for people.
That's why when somebody vents to me, I try to make it a habit of saying, hey, not to be rude, but what do you need in this particular situation? Do you need
How can I
advice?
help? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you need advice, or do you just need somebody that is there to listen? And I try so hard to do that because sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just fucking blew it and give advice. And then people's like, I don't need a therapist. I'm like, oh, fuck, like, I'm just trying to be nice. I'm sorry.
Understood. I understand. I've fallen into that pit a few times, people myself.
Like it's just that thing, dude. Like it's one of them things. Like I feel bad because like I do vent about my own personal feelings on here, but I'm a very open book about who I am. I'm open to people's faces about who I am, what I want. If things change, I tell them. And I think that's a good feature, yet a bad feature.
It's your show. You can talk about anything on here. I think we have.
I'm a very open book, though. That's the thing about me, is I'm not afraid to talk about my past and whatever, because my past isn't. I was on the wrong video. Hey, Noodle, what's up? Give it up to Captain Wink and the litter. He has a Captain Winky and the litter. He has his own thing over there on type all your information out, Captain Winky. I know you're over on what is that called? That fucking streaming thing. Fuck. Twitch. He's on Twitch. Bro,
You're on that fucking thing, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm unprofessional as fuck. I'm sorry.
You octuit on that thing?
I octuit on the thing. I'm just not in the right mental state, I guess, right now.
That's fine, bro. Like no one, like especially what just happened, you know, live television, folks.
It's live television, guys. If you're religious, pray for my mom. If you're not religious, well, if you're a witch, throw a spell to help her get better. Yeah. If you don't believe in nothing, positive spirits.
If you don't believe in anything, then you better tell that nothing to help out.
Yeah, like,
because I ain't nothing for nothing. I don't know. Trying to make funny. You're bad at making funny.
You're good, dude. I might have to go soon. I'm just not in the right mental state right now for this.
And that's perfectly fine, man.
Usenick knows my therapy. Me and Glitch. Glitch is one of the few people that sort of knows my religious and political views. See, that's the thing. If you see me post something online, that doesn't mean that I belong to any religion or any political party. That just means I hate everyone equally.
Like what happened to the point where it's like, okay, it used to be where, okay, yeah, I don't agree with everything he said, but he made a good point here or a good point there. Why does everybody have to be 100% wrong or 100% right?
My thought is how can you dislike something, or how can you have an opinion on something when you haven't taken the time to knowledge yourself and understand that thing?
True.
You're just blindly hating because society told you to hate it.
Yeah, in the black sheep society, we don't hate nobody.
Now, I'm not trying to be mean. I am a black sheep of my family and shit, proud, but I'm no sheep though. I'm a goat. I go against the herd.
No, you're a goddamn black unicorn.
I am. I was gonna get a black unicorn mask, but I couldn't find one, dude, because I'm gonna feel weird being called the black unicorn when I got like a demonic fucking 2-horn mask on. That's not a unicorn. That's like a multi-horn.
Tri-horn or something. Yeah.
The thing is I've actually been doing a social experiment, and I've mentioned it several times on here, where I am very openly. And I don't do it around family much because I know I respect them and shit. But out in public, I'll openly talk about things that people aren't comfortable with, but in an educational way to a friend of mine, so everyone in society hears it. Like me and my friend was talking about Satanism the other day. And we had this very intellectual conversation in the food court about what it is, the history of it. And some people actually stayed. Because I study everything, bro, and knowledge is power. If you're not going to study something because you're afraid of it, why are you afraid of it? You have no reason. Because you haven't.
I completely agree with you, and I also would say that like that's part of like knowing your past, mistakes and all. How are you supposed to learn from anything if you refuse to accept that it even happened?
What you will learn as a society is the only reason that you hate something is because society made you hate it.
Except
The
for
only
fucking
reason you're
broccoli.
afraid, except for broccoli, you love broccoli.
Fuck broccoli.
No, cook it.
It's
It's
green.
good.
It's green like Tyler Grayson. Fuck Tyler Grayson. Fuck broccoli.
I will. I'll actually do a conversation in public because I just printed out. Well, I didn't print out. I just downloaded. It's a Wiccan book of all the herbs and what they cure. Just paint the one I have. Well, no, I meant like the mask I have. Let me show you. It's not really a painting thing. It's got two horns. So I might get a mask similar to it. That's like a black unicorn mask, kind of like a Renaissance mask. See if I can find one. What are you doing?
This is the kind of dedication this man has, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be walking me to the ring, and he's wanting more glitz and glam than I do.
Bro, I've been watching wrestling for a while. Like, I want it to be perfect. But what are you doing for Samhain or Halloween?
Don't know yet. Probably taking my girls out trick or treating.
I think I'm going to go with a good friend of mine. She wanted to go, my friend Sasha. She wanted to go do spooky shit with me. So I might just go do that with her and some friends, maybe.
Is that what the kids are calling it now? Me and your grandma used to do spooky shit all the time, Billy.
Bro, I've actually done spooky sex, but no, like me and her. Me and her are good friends. She's a great person and all. I mean,
cool, bro.
She's great. She's fucking awesome. But with that being said, I'm bringing this with me to the ring. I'm just kidding. Could you imagine if I like fucking brought a fucking
started New Jack and the guy just like
Jesus.
I'd rather you not.
Jesus fuck. I'm gonna make sure you win. I'm gonna
called you heard my new finisher? It's called the prison shank.
I'm actually thinking, oh, I do have that unicorn mask, but I wanted it to like look, because I'm not very good at painting. I wanted it to be professional. I do have a friend that paints, but I know she's working on stuff. But I was thinking about maybe going to Walmart and try to find like a unicorn mask and paint it black. Or see if a friend of mine will do it.
You still have a day away, my friend.
I could get Plugged to do it, but I know he's busy with like his how do you spell murals? Mural. I thought that was that old lady from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
No, that's Muriel.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I have a visitor. Come here. You're allowed. I know I kick you out of my room a lot, but that's because you get into everything. I have a lot of stuff.
Oh, dear puppy.
Say hi to Bear.
Hey, Bear.
This is my buddy. I know, Mom.
Allie. I don't know where my dog is. Allie.
This dog has really bad separation anxiety when it comes to my mother.
Yeah, my dog had that too.
And I love you. So I might see if I can get into something tonight. I was going to make a sexual joke, but I decided not to. I was going to make a joke and say if I could find anybody to get into, but I want to see if I could find something to get into tonight. I'm just not doing good. Like I'm overstimulated right now because there's so much going on right now. Like,
I completely understand, brother. If you need to go and unwind, I completely understand.
I have a question though before I go. Just a random question.
I might have an answer.
I am selling shit. Go on, buddy. I might be selling shit soon. One of which is a vinyl record player, CD player, and cassette player.
Mm.
It also has an iPod dock, but this is one of my prized possessions. I don't know if I should get rid of it, but if I do, how much do you think an autographed New Jack DVD would be?
It depends if it's got blood on it, brother.
I mean, there's a picture of him with blood on him. This DVD includes the Gypsy Joe match in its entirety.
You hear that, folks? Can we get like a pricer from like Pawn Stars to please check this for us, please?
It's like his DVD, dude. That'd be fucking
If
cool.
there ever was an ECW Hall of Fame, First Ballot Draft Pick New Jack DVD, everybody.
I think I'm gonna take my puppers for a little stroll. Guys, just keep my mom in your thoughts and whatever
Yeah.
else you believe in. If you like, I don't know, the Dark Lord will make her feel better. I don't know what you believe in, but hold on, we got Pink stopping by. Hey, Pink, I'm sorry to cut this short. You just got here, but my mother was rushed to the hospital during this broadcast. So I may have to go. However, if you guys want to keep talking, I mean, I don't know how we're going to end the live though.
I know we've almost been on an hour, brother.
Pink, will you be able to join tomorrow?
Tomorrow I should be able to. I have a surgery in the daytime, but
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I'm going to show you what happened to me recently. It was not while I was in Facebook jail, but it was pretty close. I had a good friend of mine. I'm not going to read the contents in this because it's personal, but I had a friend write me a letter. Like an actual letter about how they see me as a person, that they cherish my friendship, they cherish me, and it meant a lot. I haven't gotten a letter in since high school, and that wasn't even a love letter. That was just a buddy of mine asking me if I was coming over. So I think that's the first serious letter I've ever gotten. But anyway, I love you guys. I'm sorry to cut this short, Pink. I know you took time out of your day to show up.
that's okay. I hope your mom's okay.
Me too. Please tell the flying spaghetti monster to touch her with his noodly appendage and make her feel better.
Send her down some lasagna. That's what I'm talking about.
If you guys want, do you have Discord, DA?
I do not.
Get a Discord account. We're gonna have I'm gonna have a Discord channel for Pink Sock. There is one. All you gotta do is go on usenick.com, usenick.com. You can find merch. You can find me on social media. You can find all that. But you can join the Discord, and we'll just be talking on there. But guys, I love you all. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, live long, rock hard.
Live on.